I hate to say it, but if you work these jobs, AI is gonna bankrupt you. First, copywriting or writing content. Copywriting is a skill that many have used to make a lot of money, become extremely popular as of late on social media. I see hundreds of Twitter threads about this skill. And if you're a copywriter out there, you are very talented. Bravo, bravo. But there's one big problem. Copywriting can be replicated by AI. And not only can it be replicated, it can be done better, faster, and smarter. The value proposition of copywriting is that if you're a business or an individual with a large following, you can have well done and meticulously crafted tweets, captions, advertisements, and other written content without you having any expertise or creativity whatsoever. The issue is not only can AI do what you do faster, it can replicate other styles. As a human, we have our own natural inclinations, we have our own biases, we have our own tendencies. I can ask the AI to write me a tweet as if it's Elon Musk. AI has no limitations. How are you supposed to compete with that? You can't. So as someone who's looking to purchase some writing content or looking for somebody to start doing some writing for me, why would I hire a human who has inconsistencies and limitations in regards to their speed? Why not hire an AI that can produce content instantaneously and emulate any style I feed it? Now, typically what stops AI from disrupting an industry completely is when that industry has human touch to it, right? A human element that can't necessarily be replaced. But I'd be skeptical as to whether that applies in this case with writing content, because the AI is literally getting their data based off of what other humans wrote. So they are able to phrase things in a way where it retains the human touch. Ali Abdaal, who is a fantastic productivity YouTuber, he wrote a Twitter thread which many loved and cited as one of his best performing tweets. And he came out and admitted that it was written entirely by AI. So if your argument is that the AI would be robotic or people would be able to tell it's not a human, well, Ali Abdaal had a good bit of followers and no one was able to tell it was AI until he exposed that fact himself. So it's something to think about. So when it comes to copywriting, the future is looking like AI. The next one is research. There's no shock here. If you have ever done research, you know what I'm talking about. I was a research assistant throughout college, and let me tell you, you literally sit there and comb through a whole bunch of data because whoever's paying you is doing more important stuff and doesn't have the time to do it themselves. Listen, I'm sorry, if you're doing research, you're done. Nail in the coffin, game, set, match, call it a night, the fat lady sings, you're done. It's over. This reminds me of when WhatsApp disrupted the calling card industry. My father at that time was actually running a side hustle selling calling cards to people, doing pretty well, right? And then WhatsApp came along and it was a wrap. Calling cards gave people the ability to make international calls to their friends or family back wherever they're from. WhatsApp made international calls free. There are certain times in business where technology comes and disrupts the industry. Certain niches of business will cease to exist. This is what I believe will happen with research. Because AI is so efficient at the aggregation of data and the compiling of data, I don't see any way around for people working in research. Now, for people doing the grunt work, for people actually doing the research of combing through, it's just not going to be worth it anymore. Technology has disrupted the industry. The world evolves and certain roles become obsolete. It's what happened with calling cards. It's what's happening to research. Of course, there are going to be people who have to run the AI, people who have to use the technology and interpret the results. But going forward, you might only need one research assistant to do the work of 100 research assistants. Up next, translation services. Now this one isn't quite as bad. We still got some recourse in this one. There's always going to be a place for translators, for in-person translators. When it comes to basic human-to-human interaction, there's going to be times when people don't understand, and an in-person translator will be of great service. We're not always going to have phones on us. We're not always going to have technology in every single situation. However, AI is going to be a step up from Google Translate. You know how back in the day, you could never trick your Spanish teacher with your Google Translate? Every single time you would try to put your assignment into Google Translate, somehow the teacher knew. It's because there are certain words that are in the Spanish dictionary. There'll be certain phrases and colloquialisms that maybe you learned in Spanish that Google Translate wouldn't use because it's Google Translate is very by the book. Or sometimes Google Translate would be the one using a colloquialism And it's something that the teacher knows she hasn't taught you. When it comes to AI, I can be very specific with the prompts I give it. I can specify for it to speak back to me in colloquial terms or in more formal terms. The more specific and more granular I can get with these requests, the better. Next is customer service. And this is another really interesting one because we've already seen a lot of these developments over the past few years. Companies are oftentimes opting to use chatbot as opposed to a regular human for customer service, right? Because they realize it's way more efficient to have a chatbot responding to all these requests as opposed to hiring tens or hundreds of people to deal with all these requests that customers have. As a customer, I cannot stand those chatbots. I don't like the chatbots. I don't like the robo answer bots. I don't like the voice detection, choose one bots. I don't like none of them. And the reason is they are only programmed to respond to certain words. So when we have unique situations, they basically just malfunction. They have no idea what you're talking about and they just waste your time. And this is the reason why there's a whole lot of companies who still refuse to replace their customer service with AI. Certain companies prioritize customer experience and they are less likely to implement chatbots into their business. They hold the belief that the human experience will actually give them a competitive edge and will be worth that extra expenditure. This dynamic makes customer service an interesting one. AI is positioned to disrupt this industry without a doubt. It's going to be interesting to see how this develops as chatbots improve and become better and better in their quality. As much as I said I hate the robo-answerers and the chatbot, there were times when it was a robot and I had no idea. I thought it was a real person. Okay, I admit it. I've been got before. Now, in terms of disruption, if your main job is just to reply and message back to customer inquiries and customer requests, I'm so sorry to say, you're baked, you're oven roasted, you're cooked, okay? I have no doubt that will be completely replaced by AI. But if you are in customer service, where you want to be is face to face with these customers because AI can never replace a smile. Next is tech support. See, tech support is still gonna be there, but everything's gonna shift downstream. So instead of getting on the phone with somebody who is knowledgeable about the software and who will walk you through things, and then when they can't help you effectively, which is 90% of the time, then they get in touch with the development team and they try and fix things. Instead of having that whole process, AI is just gonna replace everything and there's gonna be a developer or a team of developers at the end that have to actually do the coding. But again, this does open up new opportunities for people who have to maintain the AI and make sure it's working to an optimal capacity. Becoming adept at programming the AI is gonna become a massive skill over the next 3 to 5 years. Everyone's moving towards AI. So if you can get ahead of the game, this whole AI revolution is gonna make you rich instead of bankrupting you. If you don't want AI to bankrupt you, learn how to use it. Watch this video. I'll tell you how AI can make you rich. Watch it. Watch it.